Hi and welcome to this video. My name is Rui Souza, and in this video I want to share with you the best proven Google Ads structure to get the best results for your pet brand and store. So if you are looking for, just going on Google Ads, if you're already doing Google Ads and you are unhappy with the results, maybe you're not getting the best return that you're supposed to, just stick until the end of this video because I will show you how we do it for our pet brand clients and how can you get the most return of ad spend for your pet brand store. Okay, and as you can see, let's go straight to the to the PC here, and I'm just in one pet brand here just for the sake of the video. I really like this website, but again, I want to share with you guys, and if you still until the end of the video, I will also give you for free our Claude prompt that you can just copy and paste to Claude or even ChatGPT. Put your URL of your store and he will give you a full report step by step on how to do this exact structure that I will show you in a second. Your ad copy, your keywords, where everything you need to create the exact structure that I will show you. I will give you a prompt for that for free. Just stick a little bit until the end of the video that I'll show you how you can get it. But let's jump straight to the video, guys. And a couple of things to consider before we go in. This is just the structure you can see here down below. But before we go to the structure, let me just have some stuff to consider for your pet brand in Google Ads. So if you are just doing Google Ads, if you want to do Google Ads for your pet store, there's a couple of things you need to be in consideration, okay? The first one is that you will have different price points items in the store, okay? So this is really important to understand because sometimes you just do a Google campaign and then you don't understand why it's not working, and maybe because Google is pushing for the most expensive products and you only have like $10 a day on budget. So it's really important to identify the expensive, the mid-tier, the low and the cheapest ones, and just push Google in the right direction that you want to go according to your budget, okay? Just don't let go super broad that a lot of people do. We don't do that. We go straight and super narrow, try to identify what works, what doesn't work, and just be according to the budget, okay? That's really important. The second thing is your daily budget should be and should match or be proportional to the average product price on your store. So if your average product price is like, I don't know, $100 average, and you have just $10 a day budget, it means you need 10 days just to spend the average price of your store, which takes it's a lot of time, right? It's 10 days, and you probably get really low clicks, really low impressions, and we have a lot of people that just say to us that I don't understand, it's not working, it's the ads, let's pause everything. But the problem is you don't have enough budget. That's it, guys. Okay, so if you want to sell expensive things, or if you know what I mean, like, you need to match or be proportional with your budget, right? So if you sell something of 100, maybe you need $50 a day, right? Why? Because you will see data faster and in a short period of time, which allows you to make better and faster decisions if it's working or not, right? Because you don't want to wait a month or 2 weeks to decide if something is working or not, right? So it's better to spend accordingly of what you have to sell rather than just put $5 for the sake of it and it takes you forever to see if it works or not, okay? So that's really important. The third thing is that ROAS versus amount of interest purchase. Okay, so basically we see that a lot on clients, which is they say, hey Rui, the best sellers we have on our store is this stuff or this item for dogs, okay? And then we realize that yes, they have a 10 ROAS, okay? So you put $1, you get 10 out of it, but it got one sale on the last 90 days. So that means that it probably was a lucky purchase. Maybe some bought it, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so low volume for one person. So you need to always be in consideration that the best sellers is not necessarily the highest ROAS. It has to be good ROAS with also a demand for that. Like, people need to buy consistently on stores. So if you have a product that has 3 ROAS, but it's sold 40 units, it's way better than just one product with 10 ROAS that got one sale on the last 90 days. Okay, so that's something you have to in consideration when you choose the products for your campaigns. Then the other thing is, and I will blend the last 3. Competitors, of course, that's super important. You always need to be and consistently do analysis on your competitors. Okay, guys, we do that for our clients. Like, you need to understand what are their price point, like what they are doing. You have the discounts, because especially like on Google Shopping, for example, where your product appears on the side of all of the other products. If your product is the most expensive one, right, on everybody, like someone looking for dog-related stuff, like people will not buy it, right? Or if you have an amazing feature and you need to put it right on the copy, or people will just don't click on it, right? And then you just say that, oh, the Google Ads doesn't work. Well, because you are the most expensive one on the market, right? So it's really important for you to understand your price, shipping. Are you the most expensive? Do you offer shipping? Is the delivery time faster than the other one? So that's something you always need to work alongside the Google Ads campaigns, because that influences a lot the last result on the campaigns, right? And last but not least, brand name is really important as well. I will talk a little bit down below on the structure that we always do a brand campaign to protect people that search from your brand, and I'll explain in a second why, but it's really important that a lot of people don't know about it, but a broad name is more difficult to protect than a unique name, right? Because a unique name, people just will search for you, but it will not appear if other competitors are bidding on broad keywords like pet stuff, right? So for example, if you have a brand name like Tom Pet Shop, right? If the other competitors are bidding broadly for pet shop, they may appear above you if they are spending more for people that actually look for Tom Pet Shop. And then those competitors are stealing from you warm clients, because if you are looking for your name brand, they already saw your website, they saw your social media, you already spent some time educating people on your brand name, and now they are getting stolen by the competitors. So that's something really important you need to understand. So let's go down to the structure. So this is the structure, guys. It seems it's not like 100 campaign, it's straight to the point, concise, and most important, efficient, okay? So the first phase that we like to call the core data is something that we do for all of our pet brands, is brand campaign. As I said, the first campaign we do is a brand campaign. So basically is normally the highest ROAS most of the times, because people are warmer than cold, and we always like to protect the brand, guys. As I said, as I explained above, if you have a broad name, you may get other competitors bidding on your name and you're just losing clients. And some people say to us, yeah, but I'm the first one on organic, right? Why should I spend money above if I'm right there on organic, on top? But don't forget, guys, yes, you are on organic, but above you is a really big chunk of space of sponsor ads, and you also now have the AI space as well. So it's a massive space between when people search, or the search bar, and your organic stuff, okay? So you get, yes, some people will pass it through and go straight to you, but a big portion will just click on other competitors, maybe go to another places, and you're just losing people that, just search for your name, right? So we always like to do it, guys, even if it's a low daily budget, we always like to include that, because it's normally one of the highest ROAS, and it's really important, especially if you want to have like a good foundation. The second one is a PMax bestseller, guys. So if you don't know what the PMax is, it's basically a dynamic campaign from Google. Is one of the best products they currently have, at least at the time of this video. And basically PMax is a dynamic campaign where Google can actually show you on search, on shopping, on YouTube, on display, and just try to see where you sell the best and what you have the best data. And you just do by signals, keywords, and so on. But what we like to do on this campaign, and is the highest budget we put it on it right from the bat, is that we go to your backend, to our clients, and we just identify the top 10 to 20 bestseller products, okay? And what we do is that we just tag those products in like on the Google Merchant Center. So if you don't know what it is, it's basically when you connect your products from your store to Google. If you don't know, just search YouTube. It's real simple. If you have Shopify, it's even easier. But you connect your products with Google. And then what we do on Merchant Center, which is the platform to run and manage the shopping and products, we just tag bestsellers, the ones that actually are your bestsellers. Why? Because historical data, it tells us that they should convert. So if the campaign doesn't convert, you don't have any conversion, the ROAS is bad, we know that it's probably something to do with your user experience, add to cart is not working, or you are the most expensive one. Why? Because they should sell, okay? If you are targeting the correct keywords that like we like to do, they should sell, because they historically are the top sellers for you. So that's something we always like to do. I will say it's an easy win, because we know that they sell, right? But that's something we always like to do. It's a bestseller campaign, okay? And last but not least, guys, we have a shopping catch-all, which is basically a campaign with all of the other products, excluding the bestsellers. And why? Because we want to give Google all of the products you have in the store so he can learn from it. Like he can know what other winners maybe you have, like what are the underperforming products that nobody clicks on it. So this campaign normally is the lowest ROAS when you start, but it gets the best data for Google because you can see, as I said, the underperforming, what people click on it. Maybe you have a new product on the store that you never promoted and it sell like crazy. So this is one campaign that we always like to do. And as you can see, guys, this is phase one, and you can scale this phase really, really high, guys. You don't need to do any more. And as you can see, it's 3 campaigns, and you can, increase, get data, get results. And then when you are stable and consistent, you move to phase 2, okay? So that's really important to understand, guys, because some people just like to throw campaigns away like other agencies, and this is enough to cover the entire thing. And just to actually understand if your website, like the other part, like the conversion rates, the user experience, the funnel, the type of people that you are marketing, if it works or not, okay? And then when you are consistent, you get consistent months, you get consistent ROAS. What we slowly start to do is phase 2, which is scaling, which is basically what we do is like, we go like sniper mode, which is basically now we start to peel, right? Every single category, every single type of product. And we can do this by category, as I said, dog, cat, or for example, dog toy, dog food. We can do whatever animal you have on the store, materials as well, type of beds, or whatever it's your store selling. Now we go, and the first thing we do is a search intent campaign, which is basically a campaign in search, so just people searching for keywords, and it's a super high intent search campaign, which means it's just keywords, super narrow, that we know that people are searching for, are willing to buy something. Like, for example, a brand name of your brand name and dog food, for example, but that's not a good example, because I was just telling that if you can sell more brands than yours, so depending on if it's your own brand or if you sell multiple brands. If you sell multiple brands, we can do it by brands. If you just sell your own brand, as I said, we can do is like dog food, dog toys, and as I said, it's super high intent, and we can filter by ad groups all of them. Why? Because if you find one that works really well, we just push, and we have more control to push budget in there. We do the same for PMaxes. That's another thing we do. We open PMaxes by category. Again, same structure as high intent, but this just reach more placement. It's a little bit broader, dynamic from Google. It gets more data. But yeah, that's what we would normally do, is just passing through these PMax categories, on your website and what you are selling. Then when we started doing this, right, you're now getting a lot of data, right? And now it is when we started looking for your customer lists, your retargeting stuff. So now when we open campaigns for retargeting, like people that add to carts but didn't convert, people that visit your website, and also use your custom match lists, like your customer list, your newsletter signups, subscriber, for example, we give that to Google so he can learn even more. Okay, and that's something we do, is start doing the retargeting stuff, be more specific on the copy as well. And last but not least, the last one you see here is the one, I think it's just the most advanced level, which you normally use when you are spending like 10K or more a day, which is basically on Google, you will reach a ceiling, okay? So there is a certain amount of demand for the keywords, right? People searching for it. And when you spend a lot of money per day, we see that on our clients, now it's more like you also need to feed the top of the funnel as a brand awareness. So it will reach a point where it's not any longer about cold people. It's more like your brand gets to be noticed, right, on the web. It has to be reaching everyone, right? And that's something we do as a kind of a pillow step on the top funnel, which is demand gen, YouTube video ads, everything that can give us the biggest impressions and clicks. That's what we target. So we don't focus too much on this stage like on conversions itself. It's more like trying to reach as many people, because these campaigns, you may not see it as a first step, but they will help a lot your organic, your social media, your social ads as well, brand recognition, credibility, more conversion rate, even though you are not just looking for the conversion itself. But this is really important. Okay, guys? So that's pretty much, guys, the 2 phases. As you can see, phase 1, you can scale just with these 3 campaigns. And phase 2, slowly opening more campaigns, be sniper targeting, and just trying to find and squeeze the most out of the campaigns. So before I go to just a high level action here on the bottom that we always like to do, I just want to tell you as well, guys, as I showed you, okay, we have here the prompt that I want to give you for free. So this prompt here, you just go on the description down below this video, is yours for free. And basically this prompt is Luis and I made it. Is a super extended prompt that everything that I talked here on the video, and you can just put your URL. See here I'm testing with Vakerlight.com, and here on the right you can see it gives you a full report on everything we spoke until now. Okay, so it'll give you a brief of your store, offers, flags, whatever you want to do, and then it gives you by phase. Phase 1, what is the brand, keywords, copy, headlines. So if you want to implement this by yourself, just use this prompt, put your URL, and it'll give you everything. Okay, and it's down below, just click there. And as I said, we use Claude and AI a lot to do copy, pain point analysis, because we need to get advantage of AI, guys. Everybody, some people are on the fence, but you need to be using AI, okay? Because AI allows you to test more, be more specific on pain points, speak better and more specific on different occasions, and you can run multiple stuff and more volume to test and give Google more data. So it's really important for you to use AI. We use AI on our agency as well and on our clients. And again, this prompt is for you for free. So just click down below and you will see it. Okay. Now, high level stuff just to finish. Okay, guys, these are 6 things that we always do daily, weekly, or monthly that will help you increase massively your results if you're already running Google Ads. Okay. The first thing is bid adjustments. So you can tell Google, like for example, if you sell more on Mondays and Tuesdays, you can just tell Google, hey, on Monday and Tuesday, bid 20% more than the normal daily budget we have. And you can do this by day of the week, time, gender, device. Imagine that you sell more, like more pet stuff on mobile. You can just tell Google, hey, push 20% more on mobile. And this basically gets squeeze the entire data you have to have the best ROAS possible. So that's something we do. You should do it as well. The second thing is location, budget allocation. For some stores, it works really well, which is if you are marketing for the US and you see that, Los Angeles is the city that you sell the most to, you should pull that city on the side, make just a specific campaign for it, and just push budget into it. And you just exclude it from the city from the brand campaign, from the overall broad campaign, and you have a campaign specific for Los Angeles because it works, you have a lot of sales, and you can push budget into it. The third one, I don't see anybody talking about it, but it's really, really important, guys, is optimization of the merchant feed. Okay, so as I said, Merchant Center is where you have all the products that connect with Google, and you should be going there, and we do that for our clients. We do title optimization, description optimization, IDs and variants optimization, image optimization. So basically, guys, especially for Google Shopping, for example, where your product appears in the same line of all of the other products, you should have the best title. You should have a description that converts, not just a bunch of text, right? So if you do all of these optimizations, you'll get more clicks, more conversions, and you'll be better than all of the other competition. And a lot of people don't do that. They just push the products from Google, from the Shopify store or from your admin stuff, and that's it. You should do Merchant Center feed optimizations. The fourth one, as I told above, is just using your customer match lists, so your own data to feed to Google so you can learn better. That's the super important stuff. Search term scouting is basically every week we do this, which is basically going to every single campaign and see what people are search terming for and what you are paying for. So if we see that people are clicking and going to our website, but the keyword is not even related to it, and you spend like $50 on it, we will exclude that keyword, or what they call negative keywords. So we just exclude it. So you don't waste money on keywords that it doesn't make sense for your company. Okay, so this is really important to do it. We do it weekly. The last but not least, again, guys, using AI, you should be specific on ad copy per ad groups. This is really important because the more specific you are, the better the click-through rate will be. Okay, so if you are super specific on your message for ad group, and I know everybody that takes a long time to do, right? If I have 10 ad group, that's a lot. Yes, but with AI, that makes it easy, guys. So it's not an excuse anymore to just test, and be super specific. Okay, and last but not least, I just want to show you a full live example of a client we have. And as you can see here, guys, I just put it last month is 22 of July. And basically, as you can see here, guys, we just moved from phase 1 to phase 2. And as you can see here, Google Shopping, all products, we have the brand campaign, we have the bestseller, and now we have 2 campaigns more because we are moving to phase 2. But as you can see, guys, even with the 3 campaigns, these guys made 5 ROAS on the last month. And this is a real, I can even refresh the page for you guys, okay? So this is really important, okay? And as you can see, guys, we don't need 100 campaigns, we don't need 100 ad groups. This works really well, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's what we do. I just want to show you live a client we currently have, and he's at 5 ROAS at the moment, okay? But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as I said, if you want a prompt to test by yourself and just implement everything that I spoke to on your pet brand store, just click down below. It'll be free for you to download. And if you want us to implement this for your pet store, just will be a link down below as well with our calendar. You can just speak directly to me and Louis. We'll even give you a free audit if you're already running ads for your pet store, where we will find like where is bleeding money, where you are spending a lot, what can you do to improve, completely for free, no strings attached. And as I said, if you want us to implement this for you, click down below and I'll be happy to share some ideas with you about your pet brand. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video.